on the background. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday night. I saw some people in the chat already saying that I'm a few minutes late, so I figured that's when it's time we should start the live. We got 62 amazing people already in here. Let's say hello to some of the fine folks here in the chat. I like the new countdown. Did you guys see that? The new countdown for YouTube that we have for the live here. I see Pop Funko UK is in here. Dave is in the building. Guys, remember, if you are a channel member, you get your one free monthly super chat that highlights how long you've been a member of the channel. A little anniversary, if you will. Pop Stop's in the building. Dude, Pop Stop, it looked like you had couple epic days with the Rokimoto launch. We're definitely going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Jetman coming in. Speaking of anniversary super chats, been a member now for 29 months. Says not Slapshot of John. Is it late? You know what? I'm just building the suspense. You know, that's all it is. What's up, Travis? Dr. John is here. He's one-upping Jetman, and he's been a member now for 30 months. That's crazy. Lot going on. Yeah, I saw. Absolutely. What's up, Velvet? Jeremy's here. Barry dropping his anniversary. He's been a member now for a year and a half, clocking in at 18 months. Thank you so much, Barry. Wayne coming in at 23 months. That's right. A super chat for free. Not a lot of things in this life are free. You got to take advantage of that free super chat. What's up, Jason? I also saw Jennifer is here. Man, they are rolling in. Randy, so close to 3 years, coming in at 34 months. Thank you so much, Randy. Truly appreciate you. Brian coming in says, no biddies, more sodas. I am all about that. I think everybody's in agreement with that. We're going to talk about that, of course, a little bit tonight. Thank you so much for your 15 months of support. And Pop Funko UK currently in the lead. Yes, at 3 years officially as of this month. 36 months as a channel member. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going and going. Temple Boys is here. Funko 411 is here. Corey is here. Mark is coming in at 32 months. Oh, Mark, you and me both. I do have some unfortunate renovation news that I'm going to share here in the first few minutes. But Mason, it is so great to see you as well. Guys, let's bring in the other two amazing members here of Pop Force One. Please welcome in Professor Josh and the Poppin' Duo.
What's up, everyone? I feel like I got to get hyped now.
You got to get hyped.
I gotta get hyped. You know, I'm too old.
Hard, I know.
I wish I could.
Since what you just told me about your life.
Yeah,
like
well,
bedtime.
It's actually a lot worse than that. I'll tell you guys later. It's actually worse than that. Today's not been a great day, but you know what? We're here. We're all together. There's going to be ups and downs, right? And you got to roll with the punches, as they say.
Absolutely. Michelle is at a baseball game right now, but she's still listening, and we truly appreciate her supporting us as she is now clocking in at 7 months as a channel member. That is amazing.
That's fun.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate
it could
that.
Be fun. March might not be fun.
Yeah. Well, I will, before we get into the PFO chat and everything, I asked the two gentlemen if they're okay with me just explaining some stuff going on with us really quick. So we unfortunately got some bad news yesterday. Last 24 hours have been kind of a bummer. We were doing so good. I knew we were going to hit a roadblock because the crew that we have renovating the garage, they are like 5 days ahead of schedule. Like they're moving.
No, something's got to go wrong then.
Yeah, I knew something was going to go wrong. I was hoping that it wasn't going to be this. So you guys might have seen my story. I did it about an hour ago. Joanna and I have been loading up some stuff that we were planning on selling later this year for the little Slapshot Con event that we were going to be holding in July. We've pulled a lot of those items and we're going to be selling them now because, long story short, we have to replace the roof now. We can't go any further limping along. We had a really bad rainstorm yesterday, and the contractor called us over and he's like, hey, there's several leaks. We knew about one really bad leak and then this other tiny leak, and he called us over. He's like, there's like 5 leaks over here. Like we can't keep moving forward without replacing the garage right now because they don't want to fully renovate the place and then have water ruin new stuff that they're doing. So that's the bad news. The good news is we think as of today that we don't have to replace the whole roof. We think that we can get away with replacing 3/4 of it. So that would be helpful because the quote that we got for replacing the whole roof is $17,500, which is a lot.
It's not horrible.
It's not horrible, but it's.
I mean, as roofs go. It's
as
horrible.
roofs go, yeah, it's
Horrible.
It's terrible because it's a lot of money, and that our game plan for how we were going to run this year was, we do our big Star Wars event in May, and we were fully prepared to take all that money that we were going to make in May and have that cover hopefully most of the roof in May. But as it stands right now, we can't wait till May, so we're going to be doing a couple extra shows this weekend. We're going to be loading stuff up on our website. Actually, I do want to thank several people in the I don't know for the 45 minutes that our website has been live with some stuff. We've already had 6 or 7 people come over and buy some pops, so thank you guys so much. Most of the items, like I said, that we're going to be throwing up are from stash, a stockpile that we were planning on selling later in the year. A few of them are from my collection that I'm just throwing up because if we can just make some big chunks of money to put towards the renovations, that would definitely help. So no pressure if you guys don't have any money in your budgets. We are putting up everything, or trying to put up a few things in every single price bracket. And I typically don't like to promote selling or anything like that here on PFO, but I just wanted to throw that out there so that if you guys do see us, we're going to be live here on YouTube again Saturday night. We thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a live stream and see where we're at as far as the tally. But here's the catch, though. So what we're going to do with everything that we have currently on the website, once we hit our goal, which tomorrow we'll get final numbers from the contractor for how much we're going to need to replace 3/4 of the roof. Once we get our final goal, we're going to be pulling everything from the website. So anything that hasn't sold, once we hit our goal, it's going back either into storage, or whatever doesn't sell from my personal collection, I get to keep. So it's not like, oh, these items are going to be up forever. They're just going to be up for probably through Sunday night. And then whatever doesn't sell past Sunday night, we're going to reevaluate and go from there. But the full roof was going to be 17,000. So we're thinking it's going to be around 12 to 15. I actually did sell off a few big Freddies in the last few days. So I am just so grateful to the people that have reached out and wanted to buy some stuff, because it means the world. And it sucks. It sucks having to sell. I mean, you guys know it sucks having to sell stuff that you really like. And we've run the numbers, and we're already paying for the renovation. And we just thought we were going to be able to get through till May without having to deal with the roof. But that's just not where we're at. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much more time with that. I just wanted to get it out of the way, out in the open, just to bridge the gap between what you guys saw in my story earlier and what's going on now. So now we can get into regular PFO life. So I know, Vince, you had some trouble. Hopefully, Josh, are you having a good week?
I mean, pretty good week so far. Yeah.
You know what? Good for you, Josh.
It's my weekend. It's my weekend officially. So hey,
you're on your weekend. All right. You know what? Good.
I mean, my car has been in the shop since January, so I got my first reimbursement check for a rental, first one so far. So
nice. Well, that's
you got to pay out of pocket and then wait for them to pay you back every month. Fun.
Yeah.
I don't get that with rentals. Like, why do you have to go back every 30 days for your rental car just to renew your rental car?
Should you really have to rent a car for more than 30 days?
You
Can
shouldn't.
they just get something done? Do you know what I'm saying?
My car might be I've heard April, June estimate. I'm thinking more towards the June end if I'm lucky, but yeah. Yeah. That was what they estimated before. And then I've heard other people still waiting on one for a year. So there's probably a lot of people ahead of me to get brand new batteries for their car. So yeah.
Is that what you're waiting for, batteries?
A high voltage battery. Yep.
Oh, son of a gun. That's a whole. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, that's at like an $8,000 replacement piece. Eventually replace for free, but still, it's crazy. It's crazy out there. But I can't believe they have to wait that long and pay all these people that have their cars under warranty. They're just waiting on the parts and pieces or whoever they're getting them from or whatever they're doing.
Yeah,
that to me is crazy as a company to figure that out. How much money you must lose from those kind of things.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
Well,
an
enough car
unfortunate
talk.
thing being an adult.
It's being an adult is rough. I know Mason's in the middle of a kitchen remodel right now, so we all got stuff going on, unfortunately. And I see Dave dropped a comment. He says, I mean, you just bought this house and there are major repairs needed. We did. We got the house for $100,000 under asking, so we were prepared for this. And the seller was actually pretty flexible. So yeah, we knew what we were walking into. But I mean, any house you buy, no matter what, it's gonna need work. So I think overall, though, the one good thing, we actually had a different person come over and look at the garage, and they said that, I don't want to like broadcast this too much, but it is what it is. Hey, all the documents have been signed, like set in stone. Apparently, like this house was like vastly undersold, so we did very well because he asked us how much we paid, and he said that for what we paid for the house, the land, and the garage is what he would have charged just for the garage. So we made out pretty well. So yeah, but
you're gonna get it from the other side. It's just
exactly. So we're just, instead of paying for it up front, we're paying for it over time.
Which works out good. I mean, listen, owning a house is always gonna just be a money suck to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Especially when you hit a certain year mark, and your house is already older too, John. And I know from all the stuff you talked about before, it was like all the guy did a lot of stuff himself too.
Yeah, he did everything himself. He built the garage, like all the machinery and everything. I mean, he did it all himself.
Good and bad of that.
The good part about it is the house has really good bones, but the bad part is like nothing is like insured or certified by an actual company. So just, you give and take. But Brian, do not say that. Like that is like Joanna's biggest, like anything ghost haunted. Nothing. Don't come over.
Stop listening. We're an off the show anyway.
You're talking about Tiny Ghost. I heard Tiny Ghost.
Tiny Ghost. Cool. That's right. Cool. Tiny Ghost. Yeah, that's exactly it, Mason. Like we are golden. Ironically, we don't ever want to move, but the guy who was here, he was like, if you guys want to sell, you're gonna be sitting pretty after all these renovations. I was like, well, after we do this, we're gonna be living here for the next forever. So but anyway, we had Toy Fair a couple days ago, last weekend. How did you guys feel about some of the stuff coming for Toy Fair? Everybody in the chat, are we excited? Seems like they're going heavy into bitties, which I feel like we kind of already knew a little bit.
I think that's going to be their toy side of things, and kind of like what we talked before. They're going to lean into it, I think, very heavily.
Retailers are going to gobble that kind of stuff up. I mean, you're talking about everything that's under $10 kind of mark, most of it. A lot of those type of things. I think that's for any kind of retail shop that wants to have it. That's not a place where you're gearing to collectors. That's like a place you're gearing to like people that are wanting to have this in their multiple stores and sell it all over the place, and get a mass distribution of stuff to put in. Maybe they have 10 stores in this area or something like that, and they want to put a bunch of stuff. So I mean, it makes sense to focus kind of that on retail or something cheap, fun, easy, kind of different too, like things that they haven't done. That's what they want to show, because I think everyone knows what a Funko Pop is at this point, for all the toy fair hype, but a lot of people don't know what these little things do, and the little accessories, and now the road buildings, whatever else you have with them.
Yeah, so Riley, that's really ironic because that is the exact picture that I was able to pull up here. So I am excited for the Bitty DeLorean. They're also going to have a Bitty Stitch in his Red One rocket, which I love as well. But I think they're actually they're taking Bitty up a notch, and this is where I think that they can really get a lot of people engaged in Funko, and that is this Bitty City concept. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it, if they're going to sell like the roads individually, but I definitely think they should. Like if they can get collectors, and I know Tristan has done a few videos like this where he made like a pop city with like the pop towns and the pop houses and connected them with roads and had the rides and stuff. But I think they can kind of give a little bit of like Lego aspect to this, where if you can have the opportunity for people to make little bitty cities, I mean, that is going to engage parents, that's going to engage kids. It's just going to be cool to display. It's going to be a lot of opportunity for creativity. I think that is really cool.
I think it's cool. I think they're going to make a ton of money with it. I think that aspect of it is fantastic. Now, what are we going to see on the collecting side? That's what you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That they could be like, you know, let's do some more of this, or let's do some more of this because we're making so much money on this. I hope it doesn't be, we're making so much money on this, let's only do this, and we're not going to worry about some of the other stuff that people kind of grew to love.
I will say one of the things I really liked, I didn't see, this is the first time I saw anyone like opening up and using the Pop Arcade type thing, but it was nice that it opened up in the back, it was slid it in, but you could hide the little other piece.
I saw that
bitty in the bottom, so you didn't have to like find some other drawer to throw it in and forget about it and lose it. I think those kind of things are cool. They're thinking about that as putting together pieces. But yeah, I was surprised they didn't talk. They didn't have like showcase, maybe because they're trying to sell to other retailers, and also they're selling on their own site stuff like Pop Yourself, and that's not really geared towards showing it to other retailers at this point or anything like that, because it's only through them, and that's the way they're getting it, through, you know, their own market, so they don't really need a showcase. But I think they went heavy into that a lot this year as well too, is like all the different types, where they added the 2-packs, they added the sports teams, they added football, basketball, all these kind of things that they keep adding, you know, to that, as well as a Pop Yourself is another big, and I think they've mentioned it, is a big component of some of the money that they're making on their side as well too.
Yeah, Popstop even wrote, he's like, I think they're trying to appeal to Lego collectors, and that wouldn't be a bad move, because I mean, there's already a lot of crossover, obviously, between Funko and Lego collectors. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I do see somebody else had a good comment that I wanted to highlight. Gus says he hates the biddies. I know. I trust me. I know there's a lot of people who think that the biddies are replacing the sodas. I don't think that's the case. I think the biddies were going to emerge victorious like anyway. It's not like one product is outdoing another. It's just
I think that the biddies are replacing like pop pins and gold and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I don't think it replaced, because the sodas were geared to collectors, but that's also the flip side of what I was kind of saying.
I think minis, it's replacing you know, the mystery mini. It's really replacing a lot of that, because these are easier to have a variety, I think, even more so in that retail market atmosphere, and sell all kinds of different accessories and stuff, where minis never had anything. You know, you never had mini rides and mini towns and you know, so this really led to, we can sell this product, but we can sell 1,200 accessories that go with this product too.
Right. And that's something that I think people will really enjoy. And I think they also hit the nail on the head with space. Like, people don't have infinite space. And the other thing that sucks too is moving. We all have to move inevitably. You're not born into the same. I mean, some people are. You're born in the same house and you grow up in that house, and maybe you inherit it from your parents or something. But I feel like that scenario is a very, minority of people. So you're going to move around at some point in life. And let's face it, the biddies would also be a lot easier to move. I mean, you could have a pretty hefty biddy collection in one bin, as compared to, we've got it down to a science where you can fit 26 pops in one standard, clear moving bin, which is not that many if you're, huge Funko fans like most of us here in the chat. The comment that I just pulled up was from gosh, I lost it again. Somebody had mentioned Future Guy said it's interesting that they're getting rid of the mystery bitty in the 4-packs, and that is something I don't like, but I understand. Maybe do you guys think they would sell more biddies if you're just like, exactly what you're getting in the box? Like, do you think people are not playing like biddy roulette, trying to get that one mystery that they need for their collection, because if you buy it again, you're automatically going to get 3 duplicates?
I think also with it, yeah, when you buy the 4-pack, you had that mystery with it too. And it was only one mystery. So it was kind of something, and I think a lot of people, maybe that kind of geared people away. I think also, people love it. Now there could be two sides of it though, too. Like these display really well. Like you can see what's in them and see but we've seen now displays that are starting to be set up with the pocket pop. Like we saw it at Target, like a display that showed the little rides and showed everything what it looks like. So you might see more of those kind of things as well too in retailers, a way to display like what's possible in there, like a little display that fits on top of maybe the box that they all come in or something like that, so you see what they look like more. So you might see a lot of those kind of things happen. It's I think that's people like the mystery thing. Why does mini brands sell 50 million different little mini brand things that people want to open? Same idea.
What if they did the whole thing blind? Just do the whole thing.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know if people would buy the 4-pack of blinds. I mean, they could, but I mean, why not just buy the individual one? Plus, it's cheaper
what it is though.
Market like $2 or $4.
I think with this stuff though, it's different when you're targeting to kids. For the most part, this is what that is. They're targeting to kids. Kids aren't really craving that mystery thing. We used to buy adorables left and right. Like we're huge adorable collectors. We still have a ton of adorables. When I would go to the store and see they would do them at 5-packs and like 8-packs and 12-packs, and you could see all of them, but there was always like 2 that were hidden that were the mystery thing. I'd always like push Gabby away from those. I'm like, let's not get those. Those don't have like the exciting chance at, pulling the rares. But she wanted the ones, she only cared about the ones that she could see. So I think for kids, you're really just kind of marketing to that. They want to see what they're going to see. And I think it's us adults that want to go for the chases and that kind of thing. With that being said, does it not say chase there? Is that a chase sticker I haven't seen on the box?
Oh yeah. Something. It looks like a chase sticker.
It looks like box. Chase, right?
Like
yeah, the chase sticker's on the box now. Which I mean, here's the thing: are people saving their? Right? Well, are people saving their boxes with these? Probably not. I mean, we save the con ones, but not the like the regular ones. We just rip them open. Yeah, this is a big one on Evelyn. This is gonna get a lot of people. The Sanrio Hello Kitty characters. This is gonna. I know we're going to need all these for our niece. She loves all these characters. I know Lexi's a big fan of them as well from Subscription Fix. They said, I absolutely do think it would sell better. The economy, lots of people can't afford to spend so much money at a chance of getting a duplicate. That's fair. I mean, but then again, I mean, there's all these like $5, $10 and under, mystery items. I mean, look at the checkout, at Target. I mean, even like cards are mystery. You don't know where you're going to get in a Yu-Gi-Oh pack or a sports card pack, or I mean, it's that little shot of dopamine. It's a little bit of gambling. It's but we love it.
But again, I think that's more for us adults. I don't think these are geared to us, and like kids for the most part. I don't think that they're craving the super rare ones. You know what I mean? Not the same way that we do. I think that for this kind of thing, I think it's fine. I like that they went to the single ones to try, because as you get a little bit older, now you want to, again, I've run through the gambit with my kids and kind of how they collected when they were like 5 to 8. They didn't care. They cared more about what they could see and what they could get, and they take those home. As they started getting into their, 9, 10, 11, they like that little dopamine hit. Go for something that's a little bit rare, something that maybe nobody else has. So I think this is, I get why they probably are taking that out, but I also think that they finally started doing, like, I seen the whole list of, 3 out of 32, 1 out of 32 for the gold piece, different like pull rates, which I think that they should have done that right from the get-go. And I think the Pop Towns, I think all of this stuff is perfect, and they're doing a great job with it. So I think that this line is fantastic. I just hope funnel a little bit of money to stuff that maybe you don't make as much of a killing. And I know that pains probably the, higher ups in Funko to hear that, but do stuff for the collectors that have been here forever that, would like to see some fun stuff so that are not just NFTs. Because honestly, I love the NFTs and I love what they're doing there, but there's got to be a middle ground for everybody else. And I think pops are not going to be that. I don't think it's as. I don't know. I'd like to see some more limited stuff. I wish the sodas would come back.
I think we all want the sodas to come back, but it's funny you say that because I was literally just reading this a couple minutes before we came on, and Funko's Q4 reports are out, and this was predicted, so I'm not shocked by this at all. If you look at Funko's stock price, it has been steadily going up over the last 12 months, and they're reporting that profits are up. Their debt is 30% down. They've gotten rid of a lot of the excess inventory. They've cleared out some of the warehouses and all the issues that they were having from 2023 moving into 2024. Unfortunately, from like a corporate stance, like they've righted the ship. Like they have turned this company around, and a lot of people are suggesting, like I pay attention to the investing side of like the stock market just for the companies I like Funko, of course. And a lot of people are recommending that it's a good time to buy Funko stock. I am not saying it's a good time to buy Funko stock. I'm just letting you know what I read. I don't participate in any trading of stock whatsoever. But apparently, like, there's a lot of big things coming for Funko this year that are encouraging investors to jump in. And, it's good overall for us collectors, but it still sucks when they're not putting out the stuff that you want. So I really hope that this right here, Vince, is exactly what you're saying. Like, take that money that you're making over here and put it towards something that the other side of your fan base is going to like.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And I don't, what does that mean for sodas moving forward? I hope they bring them back. I hope it's not even bring them back. It's just because it's not like we've gone forever without a release. I mean, Art the Clown wasn't that far away. It's just, I feel like that, we got so many sodas in such a short period of time. Now I feel like if you set the standard for like going 2 weeks without dropping something, people are like, where is it? What's going on? Like, why are we getting more? So Riley said he skimmed through this and was really rejuvenated by the news. I saw some of the numbers of sales and losses in comparison to last year. It was astonishing. Super pleased as a collector. Yeah, the company's done really well. And to Funko's credit, they've weathered a couple storms that other companies have not been able to weather. So it's a good outlook, but it's just, I definitely understand from a regular collector perspective, and I think we're all in the same boat. Most of us watching are probably adults. There's probably some teenagers and younger adults as well, but most of us are adults that really enjoy collecting and pop culture and everything, and there's certain things we love. We want limited pieces. I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards the sodas. We like the fun of ripping something open that we don't know what we're going to get. So there's certain things that we like, and I'm fine with Funko putting out the bitties. Like I said, I think the Bitty City is an opportunity for, like, something that Dave just said, putting more fun back in Funko. It's just that definitely appeals to more of a consumer, not so much as a collector per se. That doesn't mean they couldn't come out with, can you imagine if they came out with like a Bitty City Avengers Tower that's limited to like 500 pieces? Who knows that they would drop for like San Diego Comic-Con, and then you're one of 500 people that gets that Avengers Tower in your Bitty City if you get it.
I think it definitely gives them opportunities to be able to capitalize on all of that stuff. They've made a lot of good moves. I mean, I think that if you look at the financial reports, them dumping as much inventory as they had to dump, like, they had massive amounts of stuff that they had to dump. And I bet you that starts to lessen over the next couple of years. If they're doing things right, that will lessen. They won't have as much, because I think it does devalue some of that. And I'm not speaking, I don't think that's being to whatever. I think that it goes without saying that they can't have as much inventory show up at discount stores and that kind of thing. And I think that they'll right the ship as far as that goes. I like the way that they're going with the bitties. I think they could do some limited pieces. They've done limited pieces already with some of the bitty stuff. So there's opportunity with that. I'd like to see some more limited pieces this year on the pop side, which we're getting some for WonderCon. I like also that the social media has been a little bit active again. I
Yeah.
like that they did the reveals on that. Was, listen, a lot of people bagged on that stuff back in the day. I remember, I never, like, even with some of the stuff that was like borderline, I don't even want to call it cringe, because
Cringe,
honestly,
yeah.
I think I'm cringier than what was going on in a lot of those videos. But that's just fun. Like, it's just, it's just a fun thing. Like, I don't care that it's not like completely a polished show or that kind of thing. I like that aspect is trickled in, which they've done on and off. I would like to see some consistency with that now, because I feel like they've done a little bit here and there. But I've liked a lot of the stuff that's been going on. I feel like they're making some moves in the positive direction. There's other stuff I'd like to still see them keep working on. I think that they will, but no, Wayne, I was not talking about No, the puppets were no good for me.
Oh, the
I
puppets
like
were
the
bad.
people. I
The
like the
puppets
cringy
were bad.
people like me. Do you know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed that.
So shout out to Steven. He is celebrating 33 months. So 33 or 3 months away from 3 years, which is amazing. Also, Steven is in the middle of a cyclone. There's some sort of big weather situation over in Australia. So please stay safe during that.
Stay safe.
I also missed 2 channel member shout outs earlier. So shout out to Pete, who's been a member for 16 months. Thank you so much, Pete. He also just grabbed a pop from the website. So truly appreciate you. And Gus, I know Gus is eager to talk about the Avatar NFTs, which we're going to get to here in a few short minutes. He's been a member now for 5 months. So thank you so much, Gus. Truly appreciate both you guys. But yeah, stay safe out there in Australia. The weather systems you guys get sometimes are crazy. But yeah, social media team seems to, be reviving itself a little bit, which is how it should be. They should be revealing their own products. They should be showing off the pops in person, in hand, before the event. I don't care who does it. Like, somebody's got to get up there and do it. Oh yeah, the 3 liters. Oh, do you guys remember when the poor girls at Funko had to open the 3 liters for the first time?
John, have you watched any of our videos? They open them.
Come on.
I made them look like the Flash the way that I opened those things.
Joanna won't even touch them. Like, we have a couple of them that we've brought in for collections recently, and after one of them sells, she's just like, she doesn't even want to touch it. She's like, what is
Brie
this?
puts me to shame. I mean, so she will be more than happy to put me to shame again, and then throw out the bottles if she can.
They are tough to open, but I mean, those might be so. In terms of the sodas, I don't know if we'll see any more 3 liters. I mean, which stinks because the Maui is so good. They did such a great job.
I'll be honest. And like, all joking aside, I thought the 3-liter molds were some of the best Funko stuff in the last several years. I mean, honestly, I think the molds on most of them looked amazing. They really did. I really feel like they stepped their game up with the 3-liter molds, and yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I would love to see those every once in a while. But again, those got overproduced, and then they had to discount it like crazy. And
I don't even think
maybe they had to make that many to make it worth.
I don't even think they were overproduced, to be honest. Because
I think the first
price point. The price point. I just think the price point was too high.
Well, the price point for sure, but I think when you're doing 15,000 3 liters, it's crazy. Like, I think it's just a crazy amount.
Yeah, I think you just wanted. I think the better bet would have been just producing enough to where you could get them sold out in a decent amount of time, like 2,500 to 5,000 max would have been. Even 5,000 is sometimes hard with some of them, but I'm looking over here, like Groot over there was like 10,000, I think. So like those, like it was going to be a hard sell at 10,000. But what was Maui? Maui was 7,500 even. And
I think 7,500 is fine. Like, for a Disney,
it's kind of pushing it. I think if they're selling it only on their website, I think that's where it's going to be a harder push too. That's one thing, early on with sodas, really, they weren't even on their website. They were at Box Lunch and Hot Topic and then your comic book stores and stuff like that. They hardly had them on the website the first year. Like, you couldn't even get them on. Like, I don't remember buying any on the Funko shop like that first 2020 year. So I think they just went so much. They pushed a lot of vendors, like other people, away with sodas, and then didn't want to release any to them. And I think that made it hard for them to sell some of those that were like bigger in number. Like like great example, Sanderson sisters. They went way crazy on that one.
20,000, 25,000.
Like stuff like that. Like, and it was their own Funko Shop exclusive. That's
You know,
just a hard push.
Speaking of one thing, I want to bring up a mystery real quick because I need to know what happened. Like, we got to get some people on what happened to Tapato Man. I believe that there was like 18,000 Tapato Man sodas. They released it, but it is strange. Like, go on eBay, go on Mercari over the last 6 months. There has only been a handful of Tapato Man sodas that have ever they're
probably sitting in their warehouse somewhere.
I'm telling you, something happened. There is no way that they sold out of. I think it was an 18,000 piece soda. If somebody's at home and they can grab a Tapato Man and tell me how many pieces was on it, I think it was 18,000. And for listen, maybe they're flooded now, but I've been checking over the last couple of weeks. Not one Tapato Soda Man soda chase has come available in like weeks and maybe months now at this point. The last one I want to say sold for like $80 and you cannot find them. Like, I still need it. I can't find it anywhere unless everybody loves it so much that they just hung on to it. But I find it. How did that not become part of the $5?
20,000, by the way.
20. Okay, get out of here. 20,000. And you can't find a chase anywhere. Something happened to those sodas.
I don't think they made
20,000 to go dig up where those things got buried, because I feel like there's 15,000 sitting in somewhere somewhere hidden. I need to know what the answer to that is.
Maybe it's a Freddy Venom situation. Maybe somebody bought them all up and they're like locked away
one at a time, once a year.
20,000. This was when they were charging
20,000 is a lot.
20,000 when they were charging the $15 too, or the 18. I think that they
might have been 18 for this.
They were 18 because I was not going to buy more than two because they were 18, and I'm like, I will buy them when they go on sale.
Well, I'll raise you one, and maybe this isn't as much of a mystery as that, because I definitely agree that's a mystery. But remember the error with the Gabriel Iglesias fluffy soda, how that was apparently a misprint. Yeah. I think that actually was. So I was of the belief that there was 25,000 of those sodas made. I'm telling you, with the amount of collections that Joanna and I have brought in over the last year, I think we've brought in maybe 10 commons, one chase.
How many Tapato Mans have you brought in? Think about it.
About the same.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. I think the soda is just like the Tapato Man, probably less produced than what the can actually advertised.
It's either which is weird though. Why wouldn't they come out and say? Well, they don't say anything, I guess. If it was going to be a 5,000 piece, I think a lot of people stayed away. It's just, that's crazy. There is no way that they sold, because that was a Funko Shop exclusive too, I believe. Yeah, the Tapato Man. There's no way they sold 20,000 of those on their website. And where did it go? It doesn't show up in the $5 sales. It shows up nowhere. So, if Mr. or Mrs. Funko is listening, please send me a DM. I need to know what happened to Tapato Man, because I need to get a chase for the collection, and it's impossible. I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, it's super weird.
Hey, sorry, I had to bring this up because
no, it's okay. There was a couple. I missed a lot of stuff in the chat. Raleigh had a great comment here. He said it's chilling with Velma in the warehouse.
You're probably
right. What's up, Rob? So good to see you. Alex had another great comment. Yeah, what about that jelly bean soda? What happened to that? We never got the full explanation there. Even though some protos did leak of that, there was some protos of the Doc Brown soda that made its way onto the market as well. And I agree with Randy 1,000%. If sodas make a resurgence, we need a Franny. We need at least one. Come on. And I see Dav here. Dav says sodas are what got us into collecting Funko. See, that's the thing that bothers me the most, is there's so many collectors, and I think it does go hand in hand. I'm going to give us a tiny bit of credit. I'm not going to take a lot of credit, because there's a lot of other really good creators out there like Top Hops and Sidekick Inc. and Skittle Rampage. There's all these people out there that they do get a lot of views. Mason, Wasatch Pop, right?
Say, oh my god, if you don't say Mason.
Of course we always got to include Mason, but there's a lot of good people out there that are bringing a lot of eyes to Funko, and they're bringing people in, right? If Tristan did a soda video, which he did hundreds of. People clicked on it, they saw the product, and then that was their entry point into collecting. And I feel like Funko is just missing a huge market, and you can't compare it. Like, I was at a flea market the other day, and a guy was comparing sodas to Dorbs, and I was like, you can't compare them to Dorbs whatsoever. People were not unboxing Dorbs on a YouTube video that got thousands of views, and then somebody watched it and said, you know what? I'm going to get myself a couple Dorps today. That might have happened 3 times. Like, that was it, but between collectively all the larger creators that I just mentioned, the 3 of us, like everybody else, like Jim, if you guys remember Rock and Row, all the sodas that he ripped here on YouTube and social media, like there are so many people that collected sodas because they saw other people having fun with that product on social media.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I appreciate that. So you guys were just joshing around. Everything was a joke. And then you saw us and you were like, we got to get serious. We got to figure this collecting thing out. And I do love the Franny Pops. I'm serious. I am going to try to stay Franny complete for as long as possible. I am so thankful. I do have a Dark Heart Franny in the bag, so I got that going. I'm just super scared that Funko is going to pull a Funko thing and they're going to drop like a 12 piece or a 24 piece out of nowhere for like this year's Fundays or something, and then that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, for the time being, Franny and Proto the dog pop complete. I don't necessarily care about like if they drop a Franny Jumbo Chan or if they drop, Franny Bitties. We'll try our best to get them, but I'm specifically focused on Proto the dog and Franny Pops. So,
well, I guess that leads into like the NFTs right now, because it finally closed out. The Dark Heart Valentine Freddy one. So Freddy, Franny, and Proto are part of that crew. I don't think they ever announced how many packs they actually burned officially, which was kind of weird. They announced it was closing for sale, but I don't remember. I looked on like Discord the day after and didn't see anything about, like, usually they announce how many they have burned.
Isn't it drop though that typically was maybe was dropped not involved as much on this one?
Yeah, I don't know like how many like they still would know how many to burn because they announced they are going to burn them.
They would, but maybe it's a more of a Funko thing, and we didn't get like the normal treatment. Like listen. Speaking of things
like,
that are
some still be available
like,
at one point, like thrown out there for rewards points later on or something
like
that.
Speaking of things, like Drop has been doing a pretty darn good job with a lot of different things too. I really feel like they've taken a lot of steps forward. If you guys watch our video where the 10-inch came in, like that thing was completely demolished. Our 10-inch was completely demolished. They are replacing that. And I said something in one of our videos that they reached back out and, we worked that stuff out. And they're supposed to be sending another one. But, I feel like they've taken a lot of really big steps forward. The way that things are shipped, the way that things are packaged. I feel like stuff has been coming out quicker. Again, we've had our Transformers of the world that have taken longer. Things are going to happen. But I feel like they're very transparent for the most part and giving us answers, not on every single thing, but I think that they do a pretty good job with kind of staying in touch.
Yeah.
To kind of go back to your point, Josh, I wonder if Funko was more involved with that Dark Valentine's and that drop didn't do their normal treatment with it.
I know. I just find it weird that they announced it was closing out like at 5 p.m. or whatever that day, 5 p.m. Pacific that day, the last day of it. And then they didn't post afterwards a burn. But if you look at like Pop and Stock, they have how many packs have been burned. Right now, it's 45% have been open burned. So it's a lot more packs than I thought would be actually redeemed. I'm talking about probably closer to the packs that are still for sale or in people's collection that haven't opened them. Probably closer to that 50% almost that are like won't be ever out there. But still, I was thinking
that's great.
Maybe like a 70% burn at least.
It'd
be wild.
When you hear that, just imagine how many points were in people's accounts. That's what gets me to start thinking about that is like the amount of points that got burned, and it's probably in Funko's, for Funko, like you think you're giving $15 rewards to do this. Most of that is like it's really ingenious on their part to be able to kind of, you know, not wipe that out, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's probably less
Yeah, to
expensive
get people to use them.
Yeah, you know, and who knows, maybe they do it at a loss. I don't know, but it seems like that,
No,
especially that amount.
We know from their Q4 reports they're not losing.
Yeah, they're doing okay with that.
But there was so Steven, I wanted to address this because there's been some false rumors going around. They already announced that there will be Fundays this year. They're just looking for somebody to run the event. So be that Mike Becker spokesperson.
Maybe they're going to hire Mike Becker.
I mean, they could get him back. I mean, you know,
can't they hire? I thought that he's like isn't that what isn't it kind of in the title of their thing, like event something or another?
Event coordinator or something like that.
It's something like that. I don't know if it says exactly that or not, but hire him back. He does a pretty darn good job. I think he knows what he's doing with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And even though I'm excited for him, he's got his company on the side now with Rokimoto and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of conflicting reports right now, but they already announced it on their social media several months back that they're going to be hosting Fun Days again like normal. So I'm excited for it. There is a couple rumors as to what the theme is going to be. I am not at liberty to share what.
Well, tell me, John. Just tell me. I'll
tell you.
I'm at liberty to say. I just don't know. So
yeah, no,
you can tell me later, and then I'll leak it from an anonymous source.
So
that
would be cool. Oh yeah, Rokimoto could do a team up with Funko for Fun Days. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that. Could. But yeah, no, it's gonna be another exciting summer. It's gonna be different though. It's gonna be different, of course, without Mike Becker. But did you guys see any of the footage or any of the clips from this past weekend's event?
Yeah,
it looked pretty fun.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was a good way to launch a company. I think it was I don't know. I felt like it was better than the craziness of Thrilljoy and then not having product afterwards, like to send out and stuff like that. It looks like they already had distribution channels and like distribution people were at the event. It wasn't their own, you know, at Toy Fair and stuff like that, promoting it as well too. And then having it for really retailers out there. I think that's a really cool idea. I don't know. I think it was a fun event for a lot of people and how they did it. And it was open to, you know, they invited people to it, but it also was open to like anyone for the fun kind of like you could wait in line for hours and get your, you know, first pack of, you know, first collector case of this and all these kind of things. And I think it's a good way to do it. It's a good way to meet the people and get involved. And, you know, that's one thing with Mike. He's going to keep involved and keep pushing stuff out there all the time. I think that's a really cool thing to see that. So
yeah,
it looks fun.
I think like that's important.
Yeah, I mean, the product really wasn't for me. At least the one they put out right now. In the future, who knows? Like they're gonna have. I know they mentioned like peanuts, like you said.
I didn't see anything about that. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I heard
that's gonna be their first license, peanuts.
Yeah,
good for that. You know what? Good for them. That I can definitely get on board with.
Well, and the other thing I can get on board is they did reveal that the price point is going to be the same as a pop, $15, which I think is
cheaper than
perfect.
Pop.
That's going to get that's going to get two people in the door, or two types of people. Your hardcore collectors, like $15 is a very reasonable price, especially here in 2025 for a product that is going to have a mystery element to it. So from that aspect, they're going to have a lot of people coming into the door heavy. The other type of person I think they're going to get to is the casual collector, somebody who collects Funko, Lego, Hasbro, a little bit of everything. They're also going to pick up some because they're going to be like, hey, you know, $15, I might grab 2 or 3.
It's cute. Yeah, you see, you kind of know what you're going after and getting to, you know, like you're going after certain characters that you like and stuff like that still too. And then you have a chase hunt. So it reminds me a lot of sodas. Like a lot of the elements of sodas, a lot cheaper price point, probably putting them in a cup of noodles than having a metal can and things like that too, to create them and keep them sustainable as well too. And like you said, they're going to be great for retailers, and that's the key.
Yeah.
I think you know, something like the big giant product of Thrilljoy is hard to put on shelves for retailers and things like that, and the price point you're talking about and all those kind of pieces. I will want to mention, I do want to talk about something with Thrilljoy that I thought was really weird and interesting.
Oh yeah,
and I posted about it. So Mudang was their first 48-hour sale one. And then I know Seth posted in one of the chats. He was like, hey, Mudang's on sale at Hot Topic on their website for $40. And I was like, wasn't that the 48-hour one? Like 48-hour release one? And I just think that's really terrible of a company that said they're going to put out
crazy that
something.
they would allow that to happen.
And if you read the blog post, it says this will be a Thrilljoy.com Thrilljoy exclusive, only released during these 48 hours to buy and things like that. And then they throw it up on Hot Topic has it up for $40 on sale, and not I think it's just going to keep kicking down your people that are supporting you and collecting you. They won't believe what you're putting out there.
We've had stuff like this happen over the years with, where you feel a little bit slighted, you know what I mean? Like, and listen, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that was for charity, if I remember correctly, or they're going to donate a portion, which is all great and fine. But, when you're trying to build a customer base and you're saying that you're about the customer, it seems a little bit off to me to do something like that. Like, if it was put up at listen, I don't think I'm a great business person or anything like that, but if you made this, okay, I'll tell you the way I would have handled it. If you want to do something like that, say that Hot Topic is partnering with us to buy 10,000 units or 2,000 units, be very transparent about it. It makes a good name for Hot Topic, and let them sell them for a discount and all this stuff or whatever. But that's got to be forthright. When you put up a 48-hour thing and you think you're getting a limited piece, it's all about the limited pieces. And that's what they kind of pushed out there. And
have you read the blog post?
Well, you got to stick to what you say. If you're going to say something, do it. Don't.
I read it when it first came out, Josh, and then I have no interest in Mudang. Listen, I wish them the best.
Their wording killed it. The wording killed it. I have to go back and see, and I can get it. Hey, Hot Topic bought 10,000 of these, you said, and can sell them, and that's fine. But it was when, this time to this time, where? Only on Thrilljoy.com. Why? Because we love Mudang. Once the clock runs out, Mudang picks will be gone forever until they show up at your Hot Topic.
Would you ever think in a million years a retailer is going to have it when you read something like that?
No.
And that is the only problem right there. What if you, as a customer, you're going to feel a little bit duped? And it's not intentional. It could have been good will behind it. They wanted to do something to help out the whole thing. All of that stuff can be true, but you can also feel slighted as a customer. And I just don't know how you don't feel slighted that way. There's been so many of these already, which is crazy to me, because it felt like they were trying to do stuff for the collector, and you don't hear a lot on their social media either. I don't know. I wish them nothing but the best. I really do I like their products. I can't own enough because I don't have enough room. I have several here. I really enjoy it. It's just these things, when they start to mount up, it's just I do
want to say this.
Questioning.
I want to say shout out to Seth for bringing that up, and also shout out to you, Josh, as well, because I don't see anybody else bringing up these issues with Thrilljoy as a company. I'll be the first one to say I'm not a fan of their products. I'm not here to bash anybody, because we're all trying to be and
I like them, and I want to be positive. Listen.
Yeah, we're positive people. I want to see collectible companies succeed. I'm a collector. I enjoy collecting at the end of the day, right? But I will say that you don't see any of these creators talking about these problems. Everybody's just oh, this company's great, and then that's it. It's no, there's issues. Just like we break down the issues with Funko, just like we talk about the cracks and everything. They're not perfect, but Thrilljoy's had a lot of issues.
Imagine how pissed people would be if this was a 48-hour Funko exclusive.
Oh my god!
And then you drop it after it starts delivering to people.
Could you imagine?
Hot Topic drops it, and not even drops it, but they also drop it on sale. It's not on sale anymore, but it's still pre-order on their site on Hot Topic. which is really weird too as
The
well.
whole thing just is.
So you can't use your hot cash for it anymore. I think they took off the sale probably because hot cash is going on right now. But use your hot cash.
That's a good point.
But I think it's just, I don't know. You need to address these issues. That's the problem too. They don't address their issues, and that's the biggest thing with me. Is like they just kind of hide behind a happy whatever stream, and I haven't really paid attention to them as much. Like I know they dropped other stuff in that, but when I saw this, I was like, that's really terrible. To like, it just keeps adding to that. Like these are your supporters early on, and these are the people that are paying this $50 for this 48 hour piece, which I don't like that it's not individually numbered. I said that too. Like, yes. I think these should be all individually numbered. If you can individually number a common, you can individually number a chase, a 24 piece, everything else. Yeah. But I just don't. It doesn't look good. Like, no, like you're just selling your scraps to like Hot Topic. Like somehow you convince them to buy a bunch after the fact. Like I don't feel like these don't even say they're going to charity or anything like that. I don't think. Like I don't think in the description here. Let's see details. Does it say something like first ever? We're thrilled certificate, odds of chase, but like none of this money goes to that.
Yeah, I mean, Josh, you know, most likely what it is. And listen, they could have spun it however they wanted, but instead, I didn't hear anything one way or the other. Yeah. And really, at the end of the day, I mean, they can do whatever they want. Most likely, they had to pay a certain amount or guarantee a certain amount of sales to get this license. When they only sold, let's say, 1,000 on the site, and they were not going to come anywhere close, maybe Hot Topic was able to swoop in and do that. And like, I get it. Like they probably tried to break even and try to do something. They could have spun it a certain way, or tried to make a big splash for charity, or said something. It's not going to come across to the customer. I mean, it's very like I said, I'm the most positive person that you'll find. I'm always looking for the good in things, and I'm not even saying that there's any like ill intent behind it. It just does not look good at all. No. And unfortunately, it's not the first thing that's happened. There's been a lot of things that have been a little bit weird. So hopefully they get that straightened out. Like you said, John, you wish no ill will. You might not be a fan. I am a fan. I enjoy the product. I do like it. If they went into smaller things, I would definitely pick up more than I'm picking up now. But this is the kind of stuff that's like, oh man, that rubs me a little bit the wrong way.
I'm a fan of Brian Mariotti and the work that he did for Funko. I'm more upset at people being fake and just not saying the issues, because I feel like maybe if some of these creators who represented the company in a way and promoted these products when everybody was excited and there was hype, you have a voice as a creator, whether you have 1 follower or 1 million followers. Like, you have a more powerful voice than just anybody who doesn't have social media. And I feel like if you were to bring these issues more to the forefront, maybe they would get resolved quicker, and maybe they wouldn't have as many shipping issues. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like in the collecting community, like, we have to be a team sometimes. And I truly believe that because of the issues that we have brought up, like what's something you just said, Vince, a couple of minutes ago, Funko shipping has vastly improved. It's like, it's night and day compared to some of the packages that we got 2 and 3 years ago. I have no doubt in my mind that everybody, and I know there's some other people who make videos in the chat, when you guys make videos opening Funko products, when we make videos, when all those other creators that I mentioned earlier in the stream, when they make Funko videos and they get something that's damaged in the mail, that is a bad look on Funko as a company. So it would vastly improve their sales, improve their look, to make sure that they are shipping out things properly so that they don't get damaged. And I think because of all the hard work that we've put in over the last few years, and all the other creators that I mentioned and everything, and you guys in the chat, Funko has improved. They want people to buy their products. To me, Thrilljoy just doesn't seem like they want people to buy their products right now. I don't know. I just feel like not enough care seems to be going into their business model. And that's why I would buy 1 or 2. I mean, heck, we have a 3,000 square foot garage. If I wanted to buy a collectible, I'm going to buy a collectible. We got the space, but they haven't won me over as a collector. I don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, and I bought plenty, and I haven't actually opened them because I don't know if I want to do a video on them right now. Like I'd probably have fun still opening them. I like them, but I don't know. I don't know if that's like there's too many, like there was too much negativity leading up to that, and
when it's not the product turning you off, when it's other stuff,
it's the company.
That's an issue.
It's not the product, it's the company. And it's just like, I mean, for anything else, like I would pick and choose. I think all three of us would, who we work with, based upon how that company treats other people and how that company represents itself and other things around that. And I think that's important when you work with anyone, and you're open and honest about things that you did, but also like those are things that I bought. Like I wasn't given anything. I bought these. Like I'm barely ever given anything. Every once in a while I'll get something and it's nice. You know, a company might send something as a thank you or send something as a like check this out, and we talk about it but it's very rare. It's not like most of those product that we're opening and showing things that I like, I'm showing because I actually spent my hard-earned money on them and want to show you guys what they look like and what they are, and I'm not getting paid differently for it. So I think that's something also it's very important around any kind of thing. But I wanted to talk about something with the NFTs. I know we kind of skipped over the Avatar NFTs, but it's really interesting. They haven't officially announced them.
Yeah,
the
pictures got leaked.
So Screen Rant, I believe, was the person that leaked them, and then it was taken down and gone. But people grabbed screenshots already, or they were out. But it was really interesting that they kind of went through. I don't know if Screen Rant was supposed will they come out tomorrow, which is really weird if they're actually supposed to go live next week. It seems like really close to like show everything on it. But they look great. I will say they look like an awesome lineup. I think these will be a hot commodity.
I need that proto so bad. I don't even know anything about Avatar, but that proto is so good.
Flocked.
He's the first flocked NFT. I mean, we got the first flocked NFT. Yeah, Appa proto. But I mean, if you look at the last version of Avatar and the NFTs, Aang is still the Fire Nation. Aang is still number 2 as the highest. I think Harry Potter I think surpassed the PPG. They're very close in it, but both the Avatar Fire Nation and the Fire Nation Aang, you know, are up there in like that $800 to $1,000 mark for a Grail on the aftermarket, and people are buying it. It's not like, oh, this is what we say it is. This is actually people have paid for them.
Yeah, this will be a crazy drop. I'm looking forward to seeing how many packs.
I'm not going to judge if it sells out or not because I'm always wrong.
It's a pretty well, and they haven't even announced it, which is really weird if it comes out next week. I think that's so strange, and it's not like shared by them. It's not on drop yet, so I don't know. Is it actually coming out next week or maybe the week after? Maybe the date hadn't been officially announced and they are waiting. Who knows?
Yeah, I would assume it's not going to be this Tuesday. It's got to be the Tuesday after, is what I would guess.
Yeah,
we usually get the announcements on Friday, so we'll see. We'll see if that comes in tomorrow.
Fridays 2 weeks before they kind of tease it, and then they announce. They haven't really done anything with it, which is really weird for them. I know they're trying to probably. I mean, they just had the huge Toy Story drop, which was great for them. Did really well, you know, for them, and then now they finished the Dark Heart stuff. So maybe this is time to focus. But they also launched their arcade and wanted to share that. Now that's a whole different ball of wax right there. That'll be interesting, I think.
Did anybody notice that Josh is number 79 out of everybody?
I think that's actually pretty weak, man. You should be top 10. What are we doing?
I don't know. There's just some people with a lot of stuff. Josh is pretty. I want to see where I'm at on that list. I got to be down
So-
there, but I thought I bought a lot.
So Pop and Stock shared a list that was on Discord and some of the other places of. I think they showed who also like how many assets you had. So that's Vince. You could just look at the number of assets you had. I think they had for what was 333. Now this doesn't mean the person that has the most assets is going to win.
Right, because
Or
you got to
be
burn
top.
these, correct?
And yeah, you have to trade them in, kind of burn them, like trade. You're almost like trading them in like arcades, like for tokens, right? And different ones are worth different points. People are also, I will say, if you want to sell anything that's lower right now, it's a good time to sell things that are like series coins that are. If you don't want to compete in this and not try for that 333 piece Freddy, sell some of your stuff right now, or keep it for later because there's going to be a season 2, season 3. You know, like so people that maybe spend too much in season 1 won't be able to compete in season 2 as much because they've had a lot more to gain all this like stuff up. So it'll be interesting to see how numbers turn out.
Well,
I'm hoping to be in the 333 somewhere. I want to be at least in the.
Oh God, I have to find a
250.
picture of that Freddy. I need that Freddy so bad. I don't know how I'm gonna get it, but
it'll be interesting because if you think about what it's going to be worth. So I want to show you point wise. I'll find the blog post, John. I'll let you share it here.
Yeah,
that'd
and
be
you
great.
know what's funny? I seen this a couple times this week now on like Facebook groups. People are trying to sell their entire NFT collections. I think
I
people
saw
are going to
that.
buy some of these.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
For,
people
like,
are
on a
buying.
discount.
People are actively seeking out the extra cards. People
Well,
are
that's what
buying.
I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
Like I seen one person in particular,
So-
like they had $650 worth of NFTs. They're going to sell it for $500.
So,
You know,
but
people are going to bite on that, I think.
So Riley, yeah, I know a lot of people are upset because they think they're not going to get the Monster Freddy off the drop. Just remember, people are going to be getting that Monster Freddy. They're going to be selling it. Like they're not.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not going to be keeping it. A lot of people are
And
going to know.
I think this one is going to be really interesting. So there's the Freddy. There's your Freddy. The Monster Freddy looks awesome.
I
He
think
looks
it's
super fun.
So cute.
333 pieces. Top 333 people will also get for season 1 like a special sticker on their account. The top 1, 2, and 3 will get a 1-of-1 digital NFT as well too, with their like name on it and stuff, their drop ID on it and stuff like that, like special 1-of-1. So the crazy thing is how points work. So this is where it's like the weird thing, right? Like it's all about math with points. So 1-of-1s are worth 100,000 points, but a 1-of-1 is a lot of money. So, yeah, so definitely anyone that wants. I'm sure there's a couple people that are going to be actually going active after this. But I will say, like, if you have series coins and stuff like that, it's a great time to sell. If you just want to dump, like, commons will be harder to sell and things like that because of the point value, right? You only 8 points for a common. How much a minimum on drop is 5 cents for a common. So is that the smartest move? Dividing everything up, like, and now they're going up. Even stuff's being bought up in this lower realm, like series coins, legendaries, grails, especially. Like this is stuff that no one bought for forever and are going to be worth a good. You know, these are all going to like $3 or $5, $10. You know, like you're seeing stuff worth more things right now. So one, it makes drop more money because more things are sold on their market. Also, you're going to see things that will happen where you're going to just see a lot of fluctuation of stuff. But I wonder if this will help clear a lot of the digital storage assets for them as well, too. Because at some point, it's overwhelming if you think about all the data this is storing, too.
I think that's one thing that it's going to do. I think it'll actually make the secondary market stronger, though, too. Because like last year, I went back and I bought all the cards from Turtle Series 1. I finished the whole set and I didn't buy any of the packs. Some of the epics, or I'm sorry, not the the legendaries were expensive. I think I got the legendaries as well. Like it was probably like $100 or something like that. It wasn't like cheap. Even some of the regular ones were harder. Now you start burning some of these older, like you got to start making the decision. Are we going to burn them? Or are you going to keep them and collect them because you see the long-term play for that. So I think this is going to be good for twofold. I think that people will start going back on some of these IPs and want to collect the sets. So I think it was ingenious for them to do that. And I don't think I'm going to try to do anything on this first one. And I don't think I'm close to having. I didn't know I was a slacker. I thought I was I thought I was spending a lot, but I'm not. I'm a big time slacker. It turns out.
Well, I will say one of the accounts that's the top account. I think it was the top 4 or 5 is a Whatnot account. When Whatnot was selling NFTs, I think it's just holding a ton of random NFTs in their account. So no, it's just like holding place. Like no one ever took them out of it or whatever. From when people were selling stuff for what NFTs. But look at the price. Like if you start looking at the prices, you're looking at legendaries are like $1 or something, like $1.64 already for this chick legendary, $1.03. Where you start looking at this prices, $8.48, $8.48 for a grail. Well, you probably don't want to buy that grail, right? Because you're going to pay. But things that are worth a decent amount of points are also like these coins and royalties. Royalties actually have a decent value to them for point wise. So some of the best points actually are coins and royalties if you look at point wise. But it's all about math of how much things cost. Like people will be buying things on the market. And end of the day, I don't care where I place. If I can place in the top 333, I'll be happy. I don't care if I'm 300 and you don't want to be 333 because if someone beats you out last minute and you don't you lose. But if you're in the top, say 200, you're probably pretty good.
And you got to burn these ahead of time, right? Like I haven't really followed up on everything, but you got to burn them. And then if you don't make that top 333, you don't get anything back out of it.
No,
that makes me super nervous. I don't know if I can do that.
I mean, people could wait. That's why people might wait too. But also then it depends on who gets to whatever. If a tie happens or something like that, who got to it first will happen. And it'll be really interesting. But it's a great Freddy. It will spur some fun in the market, I think. And it'll be interesting to see like how many people start buying up other stuff. Like I said, if you have some you don't care about, now it's finally something. Like we get like when you pull 20 commons and you're like, what am I going to do with these 20 commons? I can't sell them because a million other people are selling them. Now you know what you can do with these 20 commons as you keep building them up over time too. So you might say, hey, next season there might even be a better Freddy out there.
Right.
So you don't know. Or the point value changes for different stuff or things like that. So all kinds of really cool stuff.
So I want to shout out some people in the chat. Tills Pops, how are you guys doing? Haven't seen you guys in a while, so nice to see you coming on over and hanging out with us. Mason also says if he's got some extra cards anybody doesn't want, he is happy to pick them up. $100 a card, right? I think that sounds fair. That's the Wasatch wallet.
Or free.
Budget.
I mean, that's what I would want.
Or free. I'm just kidding. Also want to shout out Wade. Wade, once again, thank you so much for sending over that beautiful custom Bo-Katan pop for my Star Wars collection. If you guys hadn't seen that video, I dropped that yesterday. And seriously, thank you so much. Anybody who takes the time out of their day to put something from their collection or some of their beautiful artwork in a box for us, it's really genuine, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Yeah, it'll probably be a Franny for the next one. A Monster Franny to go with that Monster Freddy would be amazing. But yeah, we'll see.
No, I don't think you do keep them. I think you have to burn them. So
you're kind of trading them in.
Trade them in, you're gone.
It's like when you're Dave and Buster's and trade in all your tokens and points and things you got from those coin machines, the Wizard of Oz cards and stuff. You turn them all in and you're trying to win your prize, right? So it'll really stink for if you don't win a prize. It'll be really interesting how this plays out over the time. I think a lot of people will be cautious at the beginning. Like
I think so too. I think the first one especially.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people giving Wayne some Wade, excuse me, some Wayne was giving Wade some accolades for that beautiful pop he made. There was a couple questions I wanted to address really quick in regards to NFTs. I like what Dave said. Dave says if Vince is considered a slacker when it comes to NFTs, then I wouldn't have a snowball's chance in hell.
Yeah, listen, I only got like 4,000. I thought, like I said, I thought that was a lot. It's not. It's not actually a lot at all.
Mm-hmm. And Gus says, being completely honest, I hope it doesn't come out next month. I've dropped over $200 worth of NFTs. I need a break on my wallet.
Yeah, I feel you.
Definitely understand.
Sometimes you don't get that choice, though.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I mean, could we expect an official reveal tomorrow?
Probably.
Think
you have to. I think by now. I'm wondering if that's why like Screen Rant had to pull it, because Drop said we're not officially revealing it to next week. I'm surprised that wasn't asked for other people to take it down too as well. Especially like larger Funko accounts that people are familiar with. I'm surprised that they weren't asked to take it down, but it got out there, and who knows? It was just weird that it disappeared from, I guess, who originally put it out, and that's how it got leaked, because it wasn't out. It wasn't anywhere on the Drop website or Drop Discord too, or email, or whatever you're gonna get. So.
And Evelyn, thank you so much. I just saw the notification. Truly means a lot, guys. Thank you guys so much. It's incredible to see. But yeah, I'm excited for more unique things like this Monster Freddy. I know I don't want to get into like the whole Dark Heart NFT situation with the rewards, but I like when they do different stuff like this. Like when they make items that are harder to get, like that just enhances the collectible nature of the hobby. You know, if everything is just like, oh, we're going to drop it for $15 and that's it. Yeah, you can run a company that way. But when you add these little extra elements of spice into the hobby, and then
I think it's necessary.
You have to, yeah, because when you do get something cool on your shelf and somebody goes, hey, how did you get that? And you're like, oh, well, I had to use my rewards points, or I had to open up a certain NFT pack, or I had to be one of the first 333 people to get this, or you just bought it from a flipper who was one of the first 333. It's like that. Yeah, exactly what you guys said, Tills Pops. Uniqueness is key, and that's what we want to see more of. Yeah, and these leakers, they're getting some really good information somewhere. So, yeah, I don't know if Funko just dropped the ball on the Avatar NFTs here, and maybe they purposely let it slide out. You never know if they like do this purpose leak thing, but I don't think Funko cares. No, Lego cares. Lego cares about leaks quite a bit.
I mean, Funko, a lot of times people are signing agreements
NDAs,
when you get NDAs or agreements that you're not supposed to put this out to a certain date. And who knows? Maybe they changed their date it was supposed to drop on too. Maybe because if it actually is supposed to come live, they do typically drop 2 weeks out. So maybe they changed their date on when they drop because of some other reason. Who knows?
Oh no, Lego is not pulling a Funko. Lego's pulling a Lego. Funko is nowhere as near strict as Lego. So Lego has a SWAT team. Yeah, you don't mess with Lego. What was the other thing? Do we know how many packs for the Avatar?
It was pretty large. I don't know if I see anyone that still has it posted actually. So maybe some have been asked to take it off because I don't see as many posts with it. But I think it was pretty large. It was like a 19,000 kind of range of packs or something like that. It was like for the like standards and something else for like 15,000 for premium or something like it was pretty decently large. But I mean, Avatar did well last time. I would suspect, especially with the pops that we've seen, the quality of those that we've seen already, out for that, I think it will do pretty well.
Okay, so this was the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight because I wanted to get a pulse on the community, kind of shifting away from NFTs for a moment. Seems like Funko is also going heavy, according to the Toy Fair information that we got and all the reveals, into these pop bubble figures where there's a phrase or a an emotion, or like how do we feel about these? Because
I don't
I've
think
seen
we feel good about it. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen a lot of people, but no.
Yeah.
We
Just
talked
no.
about. I think we talked about it briefly, and I'm pretty sure that I said I only like what? No, no. I don't know. I don't really. I don't know. I don't like these that much. No
I
offense.
think they're good one-off. Like you like that one character, you like their saying, and you got that. Like I don't feel like you said, it's not necessarily for the collector. It
Yeah,
might
no,
be
Josh, you're
for
right. I mean, if we're looking at trying to be, like kind of, yeah, I don't think I don't think this is for most. I think this is for exactly what you just said. Like listen, I like the Batman and the Joker. I said that last week. The Batman and Joker one that have the Pow and Kachow or whatever it's saying. I think that that's really cool because it made sense to me. But this could make sense to somebody else. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna poo-poo it, as they say. I think that this is fine for who it's for. It's not for me, but I think that other people maybe. Is that being
I think
positive?
that's fair. I like what Till
Yeah.
says. Saw that. It's not my cup of tea. Leave it to the collectors to remember the quotes. I like that. Yeah, well, so here's my issue with this. I was fine with the Popsies because they kind of marketed it as,
Popsies were fine. Yeah, Popsies
they were
are
like
fine.
a little like Hallmark holiday gimmick. You throw it in a bag for someone's birthday, or little, oh, let me get my coworker something. But my concern with these is because they're actual pops. And if you actually look, like if you take the pop bubbles out of this pop, it's actually kind of cool. Like the way that, Darth Vader and Luke here are on the stands. Like
it's actually a different mold too.
yeah, it's a different, like Vader's
Yeah.
cape is flowing in the wind. Luke's missing his hand. His hair is all scruffled, like in the movie, like, when Mark Hamill was actually doing that scene. Like, it's just, to me, as soon as I saw this, I was like, wow, there is a lot of wasted potential here. So yeah, it's just a bummer that it's just in my eyes, and I guess a lot of people too. It's kind of ruined by these thought bubbles. Also, guys, I see in the chat what's happening. There's the crew that likes to attack us when we're live. They're alive and well, so I appreciate. One of them gave us a super chat earlier, so I didn't know the trolls were employed and had money. So I'll take that.
Oh, that's cool.
But I appreciate all the mods doing such a great job tonight. So thank you, mods. Oh man, Chase Chaser, this has got to be your worst hot take ever. The Star Wars speech bubbles are the best.
I feel like Chase always has
he
the
must be
alternate view.
He must be yanking my chain. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
Listen, for everything that you think is ridiculous, somebody else loves it just as much. Do you know what I mean?
Break off the speech bubbles, John. You'd be like in love with this.
You got the most unique Star Wars, Darth Vader, probably in the last 5 years, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty good if you look past it. But here's the thing, though. Like, if Funko, this is the downside of Funko doing well right now, because they're putting out these products. If this is going to be selling with retailers on Amazon and such, if they sell enough of these thought bubble pops, they're going to keep making them, which is kind of a bummer. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know how they gauge, okay, we sold, X amount of thousand of this, people clearly like it, we're going to keep doing it, compared to like, oh, we didn't sell enough of this, so we're not going to make it anymore. Like, I would love to know how they make those
Jen, you know what I think they do? I think they just go all in, and they've got like a whole, like, they brainstormed this. They thought it was good. Listen, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it's kind of like the Thrilljoy, the whatchamacalls, are they the picks? Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank right now? They did 45 of them to start. Do you know what I mean? And you go in heavy, and then if they sell or don't sell, you got to bite the bullet at this point. I think that they're probably doing the same thing. This is like our 12th or 15th already of the bubble one. So I think they just went all in. It's kind of like the chrome. It's kind of like the blacklight stuff. This is the new thing that they're gonna kind of try, and we'll see. Is it going to be better than chrome and better than blacklight and better than whatever other I'm using over the cat here. I'm using quotations, but gimmicky type of thing. You know, I don't know. Actually, put the cat back up. Yeah, this is.
Oh, that's cute. I like
better.
that. Yeah.
Right?
I like
It's
what
almost like little bunny ears. It's kind of Easterish.
yeah, I like what Muse says
weird
though.
way.
Look at this, Josh. Sorry for being behind. I really appreciate all of your honest opinions on the various collectibles you review. Josh's reviews let me find the chomper, which I love. So there you go.
I think it's always great to like be able to share different things, because I find things that people collect that I'm like, oh, that's a cool new thing or something different. And you know, I see stuff and I hold myself back too. Like I think Handmade by Robots launched today 2 new figures, and they had a really cool Godzilla figure. I think it was Handmade by Robots, like fan figure or something like that. I'm like, I can't get another Handmade by Robots right now, because there's like, where I'm not going to put it anywhere. So like, I'm like, I'm gonna not get it. But I was like, that's cool. Like I like seeing stuff that I like in different pieces and parts, and kind of seeing some of these things come out. So yeah, you have to have fun with what you're like, and talk about what you don't like. Like when you open something or get something and you open it and you're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be, or I really don't like this, or you know, there's chomps out there that I'm like, like that's not my thing. Like I'm not going to buy it because it's not the design I like or whatever. I'm not going to buy every one of everything, you know?
Right.
So Daft Punk says, we got to talk with our wallets and don't buy. See, that's what I was kind of getting at. So thank you for like pulling that phrase out of what I was trying to say. I'm trying to expand further on that. Like, what if us not buying isn't enough? That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, if we as a small percentage of Funko's consumer base go, I'm not buying this. This doesn't fit my vibe. It's not going to jive with my collection. Like, I'm not buying it. What I'm saying is us not buying it, I don't think matters. Like, I think Funko is just going to look at it as a whole and be like, hey, we sold 80% of the units that we made. We consider that a success. I mean,
well,
look at
John, if they do though, that probably is a success for them. Because like, listen, just like we just said, like you don't like it. I don't really care for it. I don't think Josh cares for it that much. There's people in the chat that may like it and not want to have to say that they like it because they don't want to get ridiculed, which we will not ridicule. I think that everybody, like you said with the chomp, like I have one chomp, but that's the only one that I have. But there's other people that have 100 that they put more value in that. I think that this is okay. I have a speech. I can't say anything about the speech bubble things because I have the Batman and Joker one, and I actually love that thing. But other people could look at that and be like, "That's ridiculous." I think at the end of the day, Drewby said it also. I think you you just collect what you like. You purchase what you want. This not everything is for everyone. And I think that I think every once in a while they got to do stuff like this too. As much as we might not like this thing, when they did the black light, people love the black light. Unfortunately, you see what happens when we love something. They go overboard. People like the chrome, I think, at one point. Maybe nobody ever liked the chrome.
No, I like the chrome. I did like the chrome.
Do you know what I'm saying? But without them going outside the box and doing stuff like this once in a while, you don't get any of those. Like the artist series, I love the Batmans. The Batmans were fantastic. I thought they went downhill after that, but I thought the Batmans were fantastic. So for every bad idea that we think that they're having, there is some things that come out of that are nice. Like for me, hello there. Like, no, I don't. This is not something I would ever purchase, but maybe a big Obi-Wan Kenobi fan wants to have something that has his favorite saying sitting on his desk by him.
I also feel like it's a little redundant that it says hello there twice. Like, I don't think they need to put the thought bubble on the cutout of the face. Like, they didn't have to do that.
I think they should also listen. If we want to get nitpicky, can I just give one suggestion? Kind of like on a lot of the NFTs now that have the backdrops, take the backdrop off. You could just show the character. The backdrop kills so much of the box at this point that you can barely see the figure anymore. I'd like them to start taking that stuff out because I think putting the bubble over the bubble. I mean, I get why it's there, but it becomes.
I really think
cluttered.
I think most of these will be out of the box. That's what this is
Yeah,
geared
for
towards
sure.
out of box collectors. Definitely out of box. Like people are opening these, putting them on, like you said, the desk or whatever. I think you're going to see a lot of these like that. And I will say, like, yeah, we don't always determine, what people are going after. I think even as our community, we have a sense and like of different things. But I mean, our community loves sodas, but sodas are going away. So
Yeah.
that kind of, like, right now we haven't seen them come back. We hopefully will see them come back sometime this year. But right now they're not making and putting out any. So it's like, well, our community would like gobble those up. I guarantee it. Like if a new soda that Velma finally came back that we were all waiting for, that actually sold out on the site, it seemed like, and people were going crazy for. So those kind of things, I think. But there's a lot of stuff out there that, there's a lot of things out on the market that I would never buy too, that a lot of other people buy. So
Exactly.
I think that if you go down any collectible aisle or toy aisle or go into any store, there's a lot of stuff I would be like, nah, that's not for me. I mean, I won't really buy that, or or you would buy one, but that's it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's like those things that you just like, I want to buy that one because I like that whatever character, but I don't care about anyone else in it. I just want to buy that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the mystery mini. You want the one out of the box. So you're like, why do I want to buy 12 of these like mystery minis and not get the one I want? Maybe I can just buy the one off of eBay or something like that I want.
So Tills brings up another great quote by them. It says, let's just hope Funko keeps creating product. They're good at feeding everybody and anybody who like anything. And that's cool. If you don't like a certain product, it's okay. They make something new. And that is okay. I mean, I have problems, like, and that's just me. Like, I think whoever it was a couple minutes ago said, hey, it's just a collectible. Like, you just buy it or you don't buy it. Like, for me, it's a little bit deeper than that. For me, it's just because I have loved this company for such a long time. And I want to see them, evolve off the main product that everyone loves, but do it in like a non-gimmicky, or like do it in a way that appeals to collectors and not just like that little Obi-Wan Kenobi hello there. Like, I wouldn't collect that. I would buy that for somebody for their desk at work. Like, that's what I can see. That could be fun.
Listen, I hate saying this, but I feel like I've been saying it for a little while now. I really think that pops in general release pops are exactly what that is now. I don't, they are even like the stuff that's maybe not, I don't even know how to say overly produced, because I think everything's overly produced. But I think exactly what you just said. These are the popsies. Unfortunately, these are popsies at this point. They don't need to do popsies because we're getting them in pop form now. You know what I mean? There's not the same thing. It's not the same connotation for me, at least in general. I think that the NFTs are going to get to be that collectible thing. I think that the con drops are going to be. I think that the regular release, some of the exclusive releases, I just don't know if we can put the same. I think that they've gone in a different direction, but they're giving us. I think we're going to have, I think it's really starting to split now. Like, and since 2021, we've really started to get that split of, this is the collectible side over here. This is the general stuff. And I think, unfortunately, this is it. Like, we're really seeing this in full fruition here, where here's this lane over here that is not applying to Funko collectors. Because, and it's not that we don't, listen, again, it doesn't mean I buy stuff specifically now to pull out a box, like straight up pull it out of box. I don't even really care about the box anymore. It's just the way that I am with certain things. There's other stuff that I treat, like I treat my $500 pops. I treat a $15 pop the same way. But now I have stuff that, like, I've gone on to this side, like that 2-pack I was talking about. I threw the box out. I didn't even keep the box because I could care less about that. Those 2 pops are staying out of box forever for me, because that's the way it is.
I will
Doesn't
say,
mean that I don't value them still.
I think that's how it always has been, though. If you think about like pops,
I think you're right. I think some
on,
people, though,
it's always been like, a great example is the Simpsons, right? The 4 OG Simpsons. those were just pops that people bought. If they liked the Simpsons characters, they bought them. They took out a box. They put they didn't think they were going to be worth $400 or $500.
You know what the difference is now, though? I think we're at a different point in time now where, let's say, those Simpsons, first of all, are 13 years old. Right?
Yeah.
15. No, almost 15 years old, probably.
So, yeah.
Roughly let's say 14 years old, whatever they are. But they were not making 50,000 of those. Maybe they were making whatever. They were not making as many back then as they are now. And then 10 years down the road, I think, and especially now because of the catalog of characters, we just looked at that Obi-Wan. How many Obi-Wans are out there? There's at least 8, 12 Obi-Wans. If somebody's going to pick up one of these Obi-Wans, are they picking one up that has the bubble on the top? As something speculating that it's going to be worth $50 down the road. There's certain ones I think that we know are not going to be the collectible that turns into. We're not going to get those. We are going to get some of those things like the Simpsons that were on the shelf, clearanced out. But I think those are going to be way fewer and farther between now than they were back in 2011, 2012, and all of that.
Yeah, because you're going to get, those exclusive ones, the numbered ones, maybe some of the con ones, things like that. The random common that maybe 10 years from now that's going to be worth that. And it's not
it's going to be way fewer, and it's definitely not going to be the guys with the bubbles on their head. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got this big separation now.
Yeah. Unless they make a 500 piece,
correct?
I don't know, like a SpongeBob.
We're getting our first con one, our first con bubble here coming up with Captain America.
But again, that's what I'm saying though. I'm taking the con stuff, but the con stuff is off to the side. Listen, the bubble guy from the con, I still don't think is that one that I would be hoping that's going to reach Grail status at some point. But Grail's, it's going to be different moving forward. Because we're going to get so many multiples. And listen, think of 10 years from now, from 2011 to 2017, 2018, we were in the triple digits, just barely over the 100 piece in the ad icons, in movies, in television. Now we're into the thousands just over the last 4 years. Okay, now go extrapolate this out to another 5 years from now when we're in the 2000s of characters and 3000s of the movies and 2000s of television series. There are going to be so many characters. I just feel like there was the golden age of making the real highly valuable stuff. And I'm not saying that none of this stuff will get that, because we are getting limited pieces. I think that they're going to realize they need to do more limited pieces, which I love that they're printing some of this stuff on the box, because I feel like they're making a commitment that they understand that we're going to need to get some of this limited stuff. And I think that the NFTs are going to be even better when those stickers start coming out and showing true numbers on this stuff.
Yeah, the accurate stickers.
It's good. There's going to be the collectible side. I really feel like that. I feel like the collectible side is still here with Funko, but I think there is a strong division, especially since, 2022, somewhere around there, where things are going to start taking away. Again, not that you're not going to find those little diamonds in the rough. I just think they're going to be a lot fewer and far between. I think most things are going to top out in the $30 range, where you won't get a lot of the stuff hitting, crazy.
Which is also okay, because I felt like in
2020
and 2021, you had all these people coming in, right around the time when we were starting our channels, right? And people were coming in and they were like, wow, Funko's expensive. I can't afford this. I can't do this. Or, they're collecting a line. They're like, oh, I want to collect all the Sour Patch Pops. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, you can get all of them for $20 or less, except for that green one. That green one's $500. And that turns people off to collecting. So I feel like if people can come into a hobby and get stuff that was released years back, but hey, only have to shell out, $20, $30, $40, that's achievable. That's something that people can do. If they got to go back and, I'm my ultimate grail of all time, the pop that I've always wanted is so far out of reach for me, the metallic Captain America from 2011 San Diego Comic-Con. That is my holy grail. And it's just the basic common version of the comic book Captain America in metallic paint that was, a con release. Like that's my ultimate grail. It's still like $2,000 or $3,000 or something. Like it's probably gonna be one that I never own, but
Yeah,
that's okay. I mean,
there's
some
Star
days,
Wars blue box pops. I feel the exact same way about.
yeah, like it's just it is what it is. Yeah, holographic Darth Maul. Will I ever own that? Probably not. And it stinks. I kind of wish it was a little bit less expensive. Heath Ledger Joker. Wish it wasn't $6,000 or $8,000. Like that definitely is a bummer when you can't get to that level. So I think $30, $40 for most releases is good.
Yeah, and listen, with me saying all this, like one is popping into my head right now because the Fortnite pops people were literally giving away. Like if you got a Fortnite pop in a mystery box, it was almost like getting a Vegeta back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But there was Peely, which I loved Peely. I bought like 2 of them. I bought one for my son. I bought one for myself because I loved it back in the day. That's $100 pop. Go find your Peelies.
Really?
$100 pop. Peely is $100.
No.
And there is actual sales on eBay for $60, $70, $80. So it's not even like PPG's just
that
being
audience
crazy.
grew up.
That's my
that's
point.
The thing. It's
you are going to get some of that.
Other.
I think that you're going to get some of that still. I think you're going to find these little things pop off. But again, those things were probably 21, 22 at the latest. There's going to still be stuff, I think, moving forward. Like there's that last Ronin that just came out.
Dude, you're not kidding. The last one sold for $130 a week.
Dude, I'm telling you, I wish I kept ours. We didn't keep ours. I kicking myself in the butt. But that's what I'm saying. You are still going to get some of those things. And that's why when people say, listen, if Funko went out of business tomorrow, there's still a collectible side of it because all of us collect pop culture. That's what we got on our shelves over here. It's not necessarily Funko Pops. Yes, they are. And I've got a million, sodas and stuff behind me. But it doesn't come down to just money and what they're worth. It does make a difference, I think, to make it a hobby. It's got to have some kind of monetary value. But it doesn't have to be the only factor to it because there's stuff that I don't care about value and I'm just collecting because I just love to collect it. And I think it's going to be okay. I think it's okay that they produce stuff that's not for the collector and for the average person. I think it's okay that they do the Bitty Pops to make up their tons of cash. Give us the limited pieces for the cons. Do not make so many con pops that they don't sell out for 6 months. Pull all that stuff back. And you're going to have a real nice collectible aspect to this. You're going to have a real nice aspect of being available to everybody else. And then we're going to have the NFTs that we can have a blast with and all kinds of other things. So, maybe I'm getting too pie in the sky, but
no,
I
think you're hitting it right on the head because you kind of mentioned the other part that I wanted to say earlier when that person, I forget what that, or was that Drew? When somebody said like, oh, it's just, you just buy what, they put out or you don't buy it. And that's another reason why it's a little bit deeper for me too, because I want them to make, especially with Star Wars, like I want them to make the characters that I think they should make. And I know I'm not alone in that boat where we want to see different characters. So that's where the passion comes in for a company or for a hobby like this. So yeah, that's why it's a little bit deeper for me instead of being like, okay, I'm going to buy that. No, I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to buy that. No, I'm not going to buy that. Like and I think that piggybacks on what you said. Like I want them to make something that's a $12 pop. Like give me an Asajj Ventress, but not because I want Asajj Ventress to be a pop that's like $100 down the road.
You just want it in your, no, I get that.
I just want to have it in my collection. Like I'm so happy we got 5s, but I want a regular 5s. I don't want a retro 5s, So yeah, but that's crazy about Peely though. I remember we got a bunch of them
too. That other one, there's one more that's in that lineup. I just looked up and he's like $50-$60 Meowskulls. I mean, they're both, like you said, common pops that people were just, you could get them for $8 to $10, really, probably about anywhere for a long time. And like that happens. And that's kind of the fun of collecting, right? Like having that thing that sits on the shelf. But then there's opposites. Like what was the one? I always loved Russell from Up. Remember how he was like $200 at one time?
$200, yeah. What is it, like $50 now?
I don't even know if it's that now. I don't think he's even near that. And it's like he was like
some of the Disney pops are insane. The value they've come like especially how like crazy Disney collectors are in general. But other than the Disney Store logos and the original 2011 releases, 2012, when you get to 2013 and 14, you could pick up a lot of those OG pops for $15-$20. They not hell crazy about. Do we still try to track them down? Heck yeah. And we don't care about price. So, there's definitely, there's a place in this hobby for everybody, which is the beauty of it. Because we're not even talking at some of the levels. Some of the levels are 6 times over our heads, where people are spending $7,000 still on some of the stuff. And, that's a little bit fewer and further between at this point. But I don't know.
Alex, to our knowledge, I don't believe they've announced a bundle deal yet for.
No,
for
I don't believe we did get that announcement.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? Crap, no, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Hopefully, it comes to me. Dave says, back in the day, action figure was sold just as a toy, but now 30 years later, it's a grail and thousands of dollars. Well, everything that was made 30 years ago wasn't made in the quantities that it's made today. So, there's that. But
and a lot of people, it was a toy that people played with. So
yeah,
the person that kept it actually in. I mean, that's the thing too. We've grown to the point with Funko where we have protectors for them and all this stuff. If you think about that, early on Funko, no one had protectors for them. No one had this and that. So that Homer Simpson we talked about, people took it out of the box, or the box got squished and damaged. Look how many damage. It's hard to find you're not gonna. I haven't seen too many ever for sale mint Simpson pops. Mint, near mint
and real.
No, next to nothing.
Real, you will not. You'll find a lot that are good condition or those kind of things, but it's hard to find some of those things. If you want near mint kind of idea, some of those are going to be really hard to find. And I think it's just like that. I played with my toys as a kid. I had my GI Joe aircraft carrier. How much is that thing worth now? But I had it. I played with it.
So I remember what I was going to say. So thank you, Josh, you said something that brought it back. In regards to the Disney pops, the OG Russell and some of those, that is, so I'm not questioning that, some of those have lost some of their value compared to the 2020 to 2023 boom. Right. However, there's a lot of those, some of those sales, if you look at PPG and some of these tracking websites for prices, there's some sales that they're capturing super damaged versions of these pops that should not be captured and factored into those values. So
that's for sure.
Some of those, it just goes back to exactly what you just said, Josh. There was no protectors back then. People were not treating Funko Pops the way they treat them now. So yeah, maybe that Russell says it's only valued at $50, but I mean, if you've got a crispy mint one from 2012, it's over $100, no doubt in my mind. Condition matters a lot, especially when you're talking about pops that have now been around for 10 plus years. You have to take that into consideration, especially when, they make pops now and Funko ships it to you the wrong way or accidentally puts it next to something else in the box, or Entertainment Earth was notorious for damage and such when I would order from them. Condition matters. And I don't think condition matters to the point where I'm not a graded pop person. I know it seems that fad is kind of dying out, which is good because I didn't think it was going to last. And I thought companies were kind of coming into the pop market just to take advantage of collectors and not actually care about the value of the item you have there. The fact that there were so many low end pops graded, just showed me that they didn't actually care about the collectors. They were just hey, we'll grade anything. You send us a spoon, you send us a common, you send a Hot Topic exclusive, we'll literally grade everything. There should have been standards to where, hey, we're only going to grade it if it's $100 or over, or we're only going to grade it if it's a limited piece, or we're only going to grade it if it's an autograph. There should have been some standard.
People do that with cards though too. People get the most ridiculous things graded with cards. It's the thought of it being more valuable, and some people do put more value in it. But I think it's going to be a lot harder to catch on with Funko Pops.
Yeah, I mean, but overall, at the end of the day, condition does matter. You got to be cognizant of that, especially with the older pops. So, yeah, I know, Rob. I've seen a few of those as well.
Exactly.
Cove says the price guides help the average collector, but also mislead prices. I personally never use them, only sold in current listings. And that's, as you,
I mean, if you want to actually move stuff, sometimes you have to do that.
yeah, exactly. You have to be cognizant of the market. And if you've been in the game for a while, you understand how it works. And honestly, at the end of the day, right, something is only worth what someone is willing to pay for it, so
Right.
that's why you see stuff. If you go to an auction, you'll see stuff go high, you'll see some stuff go low, you'll see stuff go right on the market value. But we're coming up already, actually, believe it or not, on the end of the show here. Josh, would you like to take it away and give us some insight into the world of Professor Josh for the next few days?
Yeah, so we should have some mystery box videos coming up. We also have our final, I guess, mystery box show on Sunday, because they're not going to be called mystery boxes anymore. So on Whatnot. So we'll have our final mystery box show on Sunday, just for some fun. I appreciate everyone that's come out and support us for like our Funko Soda game, Red Light, Green Light Chase, and some other fun stuff we've been doing. And then, we just, I know a bunch of mystery boxes we have. I also have some designer toy stuff, like we're talking about chomps and things like that. Some Bareleys I got in and things like that I want to unbox as well too. So got some fun stuff coming up, all those kind of things. But yeah, looking forward to doing a lot of stuff with you guys. And again, I appreciate everyone with the charity support, coming out to that show, and we were able to fill that scholarship. It was really special to do that. So look forward. I have a foundation board meeting actually next week, so we get to hear about like all the money that we raised during Dream Gala. I think they raised over $600,000 during Dream Gala this year for scholarships. So pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Vinny?
It's been a long week. What do we have coming up? Really, who knows? I'm sure we're going to put out some amazing stuff over the next couple weeks that we haven't filmed yet. We've got some mystery boxes here that I can't even think of what we have here right now. We've actually been able to get, let me say something. I'm surprised every time I come down here. I'm surprised that we still have mystery boxes. They are almost impossible to find anymore, but at least we're finding some and we're having a good time with it. I feel like we've tried some different stuff over the last couple of weeks and people have enjoyed it. Surprising to me, our NFT video was our most viewed video over the last couple weeks, which I don't know. That kind of tells you something. I think if you get a good NFT drop, I think there's more people interested in watching that kind of content. And I'm kind of surprised by that. But, what we have coming up is more videos. We got a couple shorts coming out tomorrow and Saturday. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And we will be on Whatnot, I believe, this Tuesday. I don't have a clue what we're doing yet, but we will be there. We weren't there. We had to make a last minute change again last Tuesday, but life has been crazy and this week has been insane. But appreciate you guys.
Sean, thanks so much for
nothing great for me.
No, you guys are doing great. Life gets crazy and we still find a way to run the channel here and put out good vibes. Sean, thank you so much for the kind words. I know I've been slacking a little bit on videos as well. It's just because we've had so much chaos happening with the renovations. I just want to give some people a shout out here. Thank you guys so much. I think you guys almost sold out all the pops that we put up on our website during PFO right now. So thank you guys so much for all the support. We're going to do a tally and we're going to do a live stream Saturday night here on YouTube to kind of track the progress and see if we can figure out a way to raise enough cash to raise the roof here. So really quick, the other thing I want to say regarding this, we have had people actually, believe it or not, reach out and offer to essentially give us a lot of money, like just way too much money. And Joanna and I, we really want to figure out a way to get our goals accomplished, by hard work. I appreciate people wanting to, be super generous and offer to give us handouts and stuff. But Joanna and I are just the type of people, like, we just want to grind it out. We just want to figure it out ourselves. We don't want to take out any loans. We've been really good with cash flowing everything we've been able to do. A lot of late nights, of craziness, and you know, unfortunately, sometimes you just got to sell some stuff that you don't necessarily want to sell. But I just want to say thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. And I think we can do it. I think we can pull it off in the next few days and, you know, keep the train moving. So we'll have videos, of course. We got a couple Whatnot shows tomorrow. And then, yeah, YouTube live stream here Saturday night. So if you guys aren't doing anything, come on over and hang out with us. I think it's just been awesome that we've been able to have such a great community here on YouTube. You know, our little corner of the Funko world for as many years as we've been doing it now. Just seems like we continuously get very positive comments, and that's what it's all about. You know, we have really tough lives. Like, we all have parts of our lives that are challenging. So that's what Funko, that's what collecting, having a hobby is what it's supposed to be for, to alleviate some of that stress, you know, allow you to have some fun and enjoyment in life, no matter what you're going through. And I know some of you guys are going through tougher times than others. And that's also where we can extend helping hands and help one another get through those stressful times. So, and I think that's just all about the community that we've built. So thank you guys so much for everything. And we're going to continue to kick butt and do great things with our channels and everything. And that's what Pop Force 1 is all about. So with that being said, don't stop shooting until you score. And we'll see you guys very soon.
Night, everyone.